G'day! In today's video, I'm just talking about a recent Lewis Rossman video of why are phones getting worse? And the subtitle of New Gadget Sales Are Down, is it any surprise why? In that particular video, he's emphasizing the fact that devices are getting more artificially restricted and in return harder to upgrade or harder to replace or repair. So for example, he's referring to how Google Pixel phones, where with them they are restricted to 128 gig of storage or 256, but if you buy the higher tiered Pro version, you can go to 512. And he was saying, why not just simply have an SD card and then it's up to the end consumer to choose what they want to do. And he was talking about the positive and negatives of live services. I'll throw in a different point of view that I believe was a bit forgotten about in that topic, where the way that I see it, why do we need to upgrade? So for example, I've got a Samsung Galaxy S21, purchased that second hand for 250 Australian dollars, which is probably close to about 170 US dollars. I originally also had an S21, got liquid damaged and was beyond repair. So what did I do from there? I looked at the price of a new phone, or an S22, and I heard they had terrible battery life compared to the 21, and that turned me off those. So those were a $1,000 plus phone, and then the S23 only just recently been announced and released, and they're over 1,200 Australian dollars. Granted, you can pick them up second hand if you're lucky for about 800, but I wasn't really willing to invest that amount, considering the S21, the screen quality was perfectly acceptable for what I like, the camera quality was perfectly acceptable, the speed was perfectly acceptable. So why would I bother spending 4 times more on a device that's going to do slightly better in all those categories compared to what I'm happy with? Why would I bother? That's the same with most technology. I more see it as the bare minimum standard has risen so much that the older flagship devices are still perfectly good. They still do what everyone wants. You still pull out your phone, take a photo in a second, upload it to a cloud service or send it to a friend or put it on a social media. 5 seconds later, bam, done. Click, 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 done. You've done what you wanted to do, you've put your phone away and you've forgotten about it. I don't see the point or the need to spend 4 times the amount to do the exact same tasks for marginal, potentially larger improvements. But what I'm referring to is the S21, for example. I'm perfectly happy with A, its physical size, B, the battery life, C, the overall quality of the product. It is running perfectly fine for me. So when it breaks again, unless I can come across a relatively cheap S23 to upgrade to, I'm probably not going to change it. Looking online and contacting local parts suppliers, I can pick up a new battery for the S21 to bring back most of its battery life to original for around $50. So I spend another $50, bam, I've got 2-day battery life once more. Granted, if batteries were easily user removable, more people would be doing that, I believe. But I also see it in the PC aspect, the PC realm. I had a couple come in the other day. They bought a computer from me over 9 years ago. It had a i5 4590 in there. It had 8 gig of RAM and a 1 terabyte SATA 7200 RPM hard drive. And they said it's just getting ridiculously slow. It's running Windows 10, they're retired, they no longer need it to be the fastest machine in the world. I said, okay, I can upgrade the RAM to 16 gig and I can put in a 1 terabyte SSD, and that's probably going to get it back to an acceptable speed for you guys. Hooked it up, done the clone, upgraded the RAM, bam. The computer was back to basically factory full speed once more. They're perfectly happy browsing the internet using Windows 10. Windows 10 is still perfectly fine, at least for another couple more years of updates. And they left buying, upgrading and repairing their machine for just shy of $200 or just over $200, as opposed to buying a whole new machine for $770, 750 Australian dollars. That's really not going to do much different compared to what they already did. And it also saves them the time to transfer the information and applications from the old computer to a new computer. They left very happy with that. So far from the testing of it, the machine's boot speed was considerably quicker, and that comes down to it being an upgradable system. And why do people, for most people, I think they use their devices as a tool to be able to do what they want to do. And if what they want to do is running at an acceptable speed, they're going to be happy with just using that. Most people are fearful of upgrading as well, I see. A lot of older people are fearful of changing devices, changing phones, changing laptops, tablets, whatever. Granted, the companies have made it a lot easier to transfer from device from 2019 to device 2023, but most people are still happy with their devices. I think it's just simply the bare minimum of a device has risen so high that it does the tasks people want. Not the fact that devices are now becoming less consumer friendly, repair friendly. Granted, that is an added thing that's happening, but I don't think that's necessarily swaying people's spendings. Anyway, that's just a bit of a further thought to Lewis Rossman's video, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.